is Joyce Dodge, the MTO Mrs. This is part 12 of our Germany 26 visit. And so in this one, we went to the town of Gotha. Gotha was kind of a fill-in. We really, the original plan didn't work, so we ended up coming here because it was supposed to be a pretty town, and it was. It's another one we had to hike a bit, but we got to hike through a park to get there, so I really like that. And we ended up around the palace, and the ducal home was across from that. So we saw some of that. We really wanted to get into the Altstadt. And so one thing that was really interesting, we had to go down a very large hill from the palace, and there was what really should be a very cool fountain, but it wasn't on, that went down, would have terraced down the side of the hill there, because there were a bunch of stairs, terraced stairs there. And so we were a little disappointed the fountain wasn't on. We had 3 different ones around there that weren't
grottos
on. So it was a little disappointing that we weren't seeing it at its best. So at that point it started to rain, so we ducked inside an Italian restaurant, had lunch or dinner or something. And so anyway, it was a pretty town. Had a fascinating clock that I remember about it. I was taking pictures and it started to go off. I said, well, no point of a picture of that. So I had to take out a video of the bells when it hit the hour. Okay. And so it was just a really quick trip. Still had that very East Germany feel to it. But it was a pretty trip. So enjoy.
All right, we are in town of Gotha. This is the train station, which is under massive reconstruction projects. We're gonna go check out the city center. There's actually a couple of different train shops here that we had to change our plans, so what the heck, we'd see what's here. We're walking from the train station up to the Altstadt, but we're passing these houses. Some are clearly multi-family houses, but quite an interesting one straight ahead. Got its own little tower. Can't quite make it out. I'm gonna film it and so we're coming in here. That's right where we are. And it shows there's all kinds of walking paths. And then the main castle is up there where it says number 1. And 10 is the Ducal Museum. So we go up this way, we'll eventually see the pond. What? So here's a dry canal. Not entirely dry, there's some water up here. I am watching where I'm walking. Okay, do you want to follow this and go along here, or do you want to go down into the heart of the park more? What? All right. Yeah. Big park, nice and green and not a lot of people. Interesting. You'd think a park like this, even on a day like today, would have a lot more people here. But maybe everybody's out of town at work.
Yeah.
Alright, we got here more of the park here. But we're coming out. 2 trees framing it. Actually, it's a very cool look. I like these trees. But if my map things are right, this is the Duke's main home in later years, and now it is a history museum. So probably in better days that pond would have been much livelier and probably had a fountain or two.
The Scandinavian.
Basically, this is far in this direction as the Swedes got during their 30 years war invasion.
Okay.
So here is the castle. Now we're gonna have to try to get better views of it. Plus, want to go across to get better view of the front of this building. Well, here we go. We can now see about half of, well, can't see any of it with the tree there. There we go. And then try to translate it. Specula. Okay. So this is the Schloss Friedenhof, or not Friedenhof, Friedenberg, which would translate as Peace Hill. We are not going to go up and visit that, but here's a picture of it. And then across the way, there's the, I think I said History Museum earlier. I believe it's Art Museum. It's an all-in-one museum. But that was the ducal residence in later years. This is much more modern than the castle. But obviously, in the age of the GDR, such places would have been shut down and used for governmental things, or just ignored and left to go to rot, like you see some of the park. So behind the trees here, there's an orphanage. Yeah, well, they don't have orphanages for adults. Sorry. Trying to work our way around. Your own Cherie? Terraced Karte. That's the entrance to the tunnel, the fortified tunnels, basically. You say casements, they're saying Kasematten. And even in German, they usually don't say Kasematten. Okay, so the section I want to go to is just around this hill. I Google searched it. There's a cool little shot. That is a Dodge. All right, so we made it here. Well, they got a frog symbol in the fountain here. No need to wonder why. Just another dry fountain. So here's the Hauptmarkt, and there's the Rathaus, I think. I have to double check when I get down there. Alright, so there's the Hauptmarkt. And when we get down there, we'll take a picture back up. And there comes the rain. All right. Something else that the fountains and grottos were actually running. Yeah, I was just making, these would be amazing if the water were actually running. The rain has stopped. We've just had a long pause for dinner. And we actually have some blue skies and sun. Sadly, the train shop closed early today. I'm just having such bad luck. It's a beautiful town square, but it is empty. It's got this beautiful series of terraces that all have grottos and fountains, and they're all empty. This could be one of the prettiest little town squares. I mean, it is one of the prettiest little town squares, but man, it is missing something. Just doesn't have a cross at the top of its spire. I don't know how easily that's going to be to get in.
Das war schon viel Information, ja?